Alright then everybody, this is Agent Eerie, and we're going to talk about AEW Dark Elevation. They start off the night with 10, right? Or is it Preston? I don't want to call him Preston yet. Let's call him 10. Who knows? Maybe someday he'll be advanced to his modern name. But number 10, he faces Byron Black. And let me tell you something, Byron Black is not no pushover, because he just goes on the offense. He doesn't even let the announcer finish with her announcement. Byron Black just attacks 10, Dark Order 10, yeah, 10, yeah. And, 10, he ends up beating Byron Black. I guess Byron tries to go for an abdominal stretch, and he overpowers him, gives him an arm drag, then he gives him a spine buster. And, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think the new guy's going to win, or do you think 10 is going to win? Obviously 10 won. And then next, we have Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. They fight on today. Rust Myers and T-Money. Pretty new. They begin with the offense. They also try to surprise attack him. I mean, they do succeed. And T-Money, he has Ortiz in some odd move. I don't know. It's kind of like the airplane, if you guys recognize that move. And Myers, he slaps him every time he spins him around and his head comes around. He slaps him on the airplane maneuver. Odd move, if you ask me. But eventually Ortiz, he gets on offense. He clotheslines him. He finishes the match with the fisherman suplex. Gets the pin, 1, 2, 3. And Eddie Kingston, well, he was in the match. He also gave a lot of offense. Very brutal, as always. But he gives that, I don't know what you'd call it, but the backhand, the spinning backhand, alright? I could use more vulgar terms, but I'm not. And he slaps Myers, probably because, to be fair, Myers was slapping Ortiz, so payback, oof, it came brutal. And obviously Eddie Kingston, he cannot be tamed, and so he beats him down. And the referee and Ortiz, they're trying to help out. It's not enough. Eventually, he gets up. Eddie Kingston, he gets up. It looks like he's going to leave the ring, and guess what? The Mad King goes for seconds, and he just starts pounding on Myers. I mean, it gets brutal. I don't know what this is going to escalate to, and also, I mean, it was a little odd to see him in Elevation. I'm not saying I don't think he should be in Elevation, but at the same time, it's a treat. Alright? It's a treat to see Eddie Kingston. I think he should be in more main events, but what can I do? I'm not Tony Khan. I'm not booking. Alright. Well, it gets a little prestigious because the professor, Serena Deeb, she comes out. and she fights an enhancement talent by the name of Haley J, who appears like the polar opposite. She looks a little tough. She looks like she's been around the streets, but let me tell you something. I don't care how street smart you are. Serena, she starts out by letting her grab a hold of her in a headlock. She reverses it, and I also notice they're promoting still that AEW Fight Forever game. I hope I could get my hands on that, but maybe I'll talk about that another day, because this is a match and we're watching the professor work. Serena Deeb, she has this girl in a headlock, and she ends up making her tap out to the Serenity lock. Well, next we got the Blondes, and they face the Workhorsemen, and Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. They look interesting. To me they kind of look like the second coming of the Brood. And if you guys ever remember, if you guys ever hear any podcasts from Cornette, he thought that the Brood was like the second coming of the Freebirds. And I could see that. I guess the Blondes would be the third coming of the Freebirds and the second coming of the Brood. But I see, Edge and Christian when he had long hair, or I mean, just them, that aura, as you may, and they could be so much. They have so much potential in my eyes. I don't know why they're not pushed, but hey, if this is where it starts. And a lot of technical work, of course. JD Drake, he did some moonsault. That's a memorable highlight in the match. And then I remember towards the end, I understand. There was also this impressive move that I believe Brian Pillman does, where he does a fisherman suplex, and he's also doing this pin. He basically is pinning both of JD Drake and Anthony, and this just shows how physically apt this team could be. Alright, it wasn't just random that they were called the Varsity Blondes. They are very talented. Alright, and Brian Pillman pins JD Drake. They celebrate. Come on. This is the future. I think so. Next, we have Emi Sakura and Mai Segura. Alright? Emi and Mai. And they have their spot where they're having tea. I guess before they were a tag team here on AEW, they have history. And they've wrestled in other companies in Japan. And I guess they debuted as a tag team. And the Queen, like always, she's brutal. And with the help of Mai, they could be quite a force indeed in the women's tag team division. I remember somewhere there's a spot where eventually Mai gets on top of Emi, and they do something called the Transformer or something like that, and basically Mai gets on the shoulders of the Queen, and it looks like Mai is gonna get the electric chair drop, but instead they both do a senton on the I guess, would you say, the Victory Sisters? And let me tell you something. It looked like the Queen just went full force, fell on her, dead weight. I mean, you guys could judge for yourself. You know what I mean? You guys probably are thinking, no, that's not what happened. No, and then she gets a pin. Obviously, they both drink tea, and hey, watch out, women's division. All right, next we have Matt Hardy, and I guess he's the firm's Matt Hardy, but I also see him as Matt Hardy version 2. I see this as a jab to his persona in WWE. We have Ethan Page looking like a buffoon, trying to imitate Jeff Hardy. Not saying Jeff Hardy looks like a buffoon, just Ethan Page looks like a buffoon, alright? Is Lord Crew, I don't know, some new guy. In the beginning of the match, Ethan Page basically tells Matt Hardy, hey, guess what? He tries to get his attention. I don't know what happens. His mic isn't loud enough. Eventually, probably 2 minutes later, he gets Matt Hardy's attention and tells him, hey, you can't do the twist of fate. Well, guess what? After Matt Hardy does the side effect, he does a twist of fate. Because guess what? He's not listening to anybody. He pins him, wins the match. The firm, especially Stokely, he's not a fan of what he just did, disobeying orders. I imagine many of you guys, you have a superior tell you something, and you tell yourself, no, I don't have to listen to that. Well, Matt Hardy, he gets fined $50K, alright? And this is after actually Ethan Page, he cheers him on. He goes, hey, Hardy, yes, you win. Everybody give him a round of applause, and then tells him, but doing that, not gonna cut it. Read the paperwork. You owe us $50K. He doesn't like that. Stokely, for some odd reason, thinks he has $50K in his pocket, and starts looking through Hardy's pockets. Obviously, he doesn't have it, and he shoves Hathaway. Hathaway is not happy about that, and then Ethan Page tells him, hey, you should be listening to your boss. Guess what? You owe another $50K, so now he owns $100K, and he's suspended. I mean, I guess Hardy can't catch a break. Alright then, the main event of AEW Dark Elevation this night is QT Marshall versus Claudio Castagnoli. I never thought Castagnoli would be on a Dark episode, but he is, alright? And they both go on, starts off like you think it would with QT Marshall, typical heelish behavior. He's not going to take any risks, but they eventually get to brawling. Eventually, QT slips out, and he catches an uppercut. Claudio, as aggressive as he is, he eventually starts getting beaten down by QT Marshall. I like this, what I would explain a springboard enziguri. Alright, kind of, how Jay Lethal, when he does the lethal injection, he does the handspring. Alright, well, QT Marshall does a handspring to a enziguri, and it looks pretty cool. I do also recall QT coming off the turnbuckle second rope and doing a DDT. Pretty impressive. But come on, we all know who's gonna win. Claudio Castagnoli ends him with those Combat Club elbows, gets the big swing on him, Finish him with the Ricola bomb. Pins him 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Alright, people. Like, subscribe, comment, share. And to all my fans, to all my subscribers, and maybe you're not a subscriber, but hey, I'm gonna keep pushing content, alright? Until you subscribe. Have a good one, all my haters. Cry yourself to sleep. This is Agent Eerie, and I'm out.